So, guys, in today's session, we are going to discuss about change management. Change management. So, guys, very important thing. First of all, we need to understand what is change. Change means, guys, in organizations there will be different application softwares. There will be different application software. ServiceNow is one application software. Power BI, AWS, Azure, Tableau. So, likewise, we have different application softwares. These application softwares will be modified by developers. They'll make some changes in the application softwares. Okay. So it can be a new functionality. So in the service now, you have to add a new button. That is a change. That button is not there. You have to add that button. Let us say in the incident form, there should be a button. So I have to add that button. As a developer, I can add that button. Okay. So that is a change. I have to remove a button. That is also a change. I have to add a new field. That is also a change. Likewise, every developer will be making some changes. Every developer will be making some changes in the application software. ServiceNow developers will be making the changes in the ServiceNow application software. Salesforce developers will be making the changes in the Salesforce application software. Power BI developers will be making the changes in the Power BI application software. And Tableau developers will be making some changes in the Tableau application software. AWS developers will be making the changes in the AWS application software. Every developers will be making the changes in their application softwares. Okay. The point here is when you are making the changes, if you blindly make the changes, you will be fired. You will be asked to leave the organization. To make the changes, there is a process that is called change management. To make the changes in the application software, we need to follow change management process. Getting my point? So remember this point. Salesforce developers, they want to make some changes in the Salesforce application software. So they cannot blindly change it something. They have to go through change management process. If they don't follow the change management process, they will be asked to leave that organization. Getting my point? So whenever you are making some changes in the application software, we have to follow the change management process. What is the change management process? We have to first ask the approval from the management. We have to first ask the approval from the management. Management should be notified. They will provide the approval. After the approval, we have to make the changes. Getting my point? Blindly, you cannot make the changes. Let me give you one example. There is a company called WhatsApp company. WhatsApp company has WhatsApp company employees. What they does, they removed the audio calling and video calling feature in the WhatsApp. They blindly removed the audio calling and video calling feature from the WhatsApp. As they blindly removed that feature, no WhatsApp user is able to see audio calling and video calling feature in their WhatsApps. And immediately what they does, they will migrate to all the WhatsApp users will migrate to another app, right? For video calling and audio calling. Instead of using WhatsApp, they will install another app and they'll use another app. Because of this, WhatsApp will lose their business. So let us say WhatsApp, almost almost so many people in the world are using WhatsApp. In this world, most used app is WhatsApp. Almost 150 crore people are using WhatsApp in the world. All of a sudden, you removed audio calling and video calling feature from the WhatsApp. And what these people does? So out of these people, at least 100 crore people will install another app, and they will start using another app. So WhatsApp has lost the user base, right? And they allowed every human to use another application. So then WhatsApp management came to know who removed these features. They will identify who removed it. And they will ask, who told you to remove this audio calling, video calling feature from the WhatsApp? Did I tell you? Why did you remove it? Immediate termination will happen. Immediate termination will happen. So similarly, in the organization also, when developers want to make some changes in the application software, they have to go through the change management process. They have to ask the approval from the management. And after the approval from the management, then only they have to make the changes. Okay. Getting my point? Okay. Okay. So, well, here, guys, as I told you, we have environments, dev environment, test environment, and prod environment. Okay. So, management will assign a task to developer. Management will assign a task to developer. It can be any application software. Okay. It can be any application software. So, management will assign a task to you, like add button on incident form. Add button on incident form. This is the task that is assigned to developer. What developer does? He will work on this dev environment, will add the button on the form. Developer add the button on the form. After that, it will be tested here. Tester will the button here. After testing it, okay, testers will give the sign off. Sign off in the sense, okay, it is working fine. Sign off means it is completed, it is working as expected. After getting the sign off, so at this point, okay, we will have to create a change request to the management. Okay, we will have to create a change request to the management. What we will say, here at this point, we will showcase it to the management. Okay, this is what the changes that we have done. Kindly provide the approval. They will see your changes and they will accept it. They will approve it. Upon the approval and whatever the changes that you made, you have to move it to prod. Button will be added once change request is approved. Getting my point? Okay. So it can be any application software, not only ServiceNow. So in the Salesforce, client want a button. So he will tell developer will develop in dev environment. That will be tested here. Upon testing is completed, they have to create a change request in ServiceNow. So he can be any developer, guys. He can be Tableau developer, Power BI developer, Salesforce developer, ServiceNow developer, any developer. He has to create a change request in ServiceNow only. Okay. So for any changes, for any application software changes, they have to create a change request in ServiceNow. Is the point clear for everyone? It can be ServiceNow developer, it can be Salesforce developer, it can be Tableau developer, Power BI developer. If he is making any changes, he'll make the changes in the development and he will get it tested. After testing, he has to showcase it to the management, the demo, and he has to create a change request to the management. After showcasing the demo, change management, you have to go through the change management process. You will create a change request and management has to approve it. And you have to make the changes. This is the process. Where do you create the change request? Every developer has to create a change request in ServiceNow. Getting my point? So if you create a change request, what happens? We will have a future reference. We'll have a future reference. So what is the change that was made? Who made it? What are all the changes made as part of this change request? Everything will be tracked. Okay. Yes, there will be a separate migration team. There will be separate testers. Okay. So my point here is you cannot directly make the changes. To make the changes in the application softwares, first of all, you have to get the approval from the change management. So this is the final application software, guys. The production means prod means final application software. To make the changes in the final application software, we have to create a change request. To make the changes in the dev and test, you don't need. So you will be assigned the task here. You will complete the task in the dev. You will get it tested here. After testing it, to move your changes from testing to prod, you have to create a change request. Getting my point? So it is not only to ServiceNow. It is applicable to every application software. Okay. You will be assigned a task here. Developer will be assigned a task here. He will complete it in the dev environment. And he will get it tested here. After testing is successful, to move the development to the production, you have to create a change request. The change request must be approved from the management. If the management rejected it, you should not move it. Mark this point. Okay. So that is where we'll be creating the change request. Okay. So to make the changes in their softwares, you have to go through the change management process. You have to create a change request. Change request is created by developer only. Developer will create the change request. We developer will create a change request. Let us say here, in our team, there are 7 developers. 7 developers. 7 developers will be assigned a task. 7 developers will be assigned different tasks. Every developer will complete their tasks. They will get it tested. What are all the tasks that are actually tested successfully? Those tasks we will identify. And those tasks that are not completed, we will understand why it is not completed, where it is lagging and all. Okay. We'll identify what are all the tasks that are completed. So the tasks that are completed, right? We will mention those tasks. Okay. We have completed these tasks. We want to make these changes in the production. And simply we will create one change request on behalf of all developers. We developer will create it. Getting my point? Okay. Fine. So we have actually change request. We will be creating a change request to the management. So as the name says, change request. We want to make these changes. Kindly approve it. That is actually a request. Okay. So we have 3 types of change requests. Normal change request, emergency change request, standard change request. We have 3 types of change requests: normal change request, emergency change request, and standard change request. So what is this normal change request? Normal change request is something when you have a proper plan. When you have a proper plan, you will go for normal change request. What is that proper plan? I'll give you one example. Okay. A client has given me one requirement. I'm a ServiceNow developer. My ServiceNow client has given me one requirement. I mean, ServiceNow client in the sense, not from ServiceNow company. Let us say I'm working for TCS. I'm a TCS ServiceNow developer. TCS company will give you a requirement. And they gave me a requirement that, Uday, whenever we create a record in ServiceNow, whenever we create an incident in ServiceNow, same incident should be created in Salesforce. Okay, whenever we create an incident in ServiceNow, same incident should be created in Salesforce. Then I will ask the questions. Okay, that is fine. And I want Salesforce URL, Salesforce username, password, and what are all the details that I have to pass it to the Salesforce. And from the Salesforce, what are all the details I want? I'll ask the required information. I'll ask the required information. And so he has gave me this requirement. And they will also tell you some deadline as well. So I want this by August 30th. By August 30th, this should be ready. Getting my point? So what clients want, when they want to make it available to the public, when they want to make it available to the employees, they have a clear idea. They have a clear idea what they want, by when they want, what happens when we implement this one. They have a clear idea. When they have a clear idea, then they will go for normal change request. Okay. So it is actually a ServiceNow Salesforce integration. And ServiceNow will connect to the Salesforce and it will create a record there in the Salesforce. Whenever an incident record is created, it will create a record in the Salesforce. From the Salesforce, what is the number that is created? That number you will get it. And by when this functionality should be available means August 30th. So the plan is crystal clear. And that is where you will go for normal change request. Okay. This is actually a one thing. The second thing is emergency change request. As the name says, emergency change. Emergency change means immediate change. Immediate change. That means no proper plan. No proper plan. I will give you one example here. In the WhatsApp, we have money transfer feature. When you transfer 500 money, it is transferring 5,000 rupees to opposite person. Okay. And because of this, how much loss can you expect? It is a huge loss, right? It is a huge loss, right? And people lose trust on the WhatsApp app, right? See, developed it. Here it is tester's fault. Tester did not test it properly. Tester did not test it properly. And then he gave the sign up, tester gave the sign up, and then it is moved to the production. In the production, we came to know that when we transfer 500 rupees, it is transferring 5,000 rupees. If we don't sort out this issue immediately, can you imagine the loss? The loss will be in billion crores. Okay. In that case, the change should be done immediately. That is where you will go for emergency change request. You understand the point? When you have a proper plan, you will go for a normal change request. When you have to make the changes immediately, you will go for emergency change request. And when we will go for emergency change request also, I told you. Okay. And we have standard change request. This one you have to understand a little bit in detail, guys. To understand this, you have to understand it carefully. Same changes, you have to do it every time. Same changes. Okay. So Srijesh, I'll come to you. Okay. So same changes. You have to do it every time. That is where you have to use standard change request. Same changes. Same changes means, I'll give you one example. In my company, I have 200 servers. In my company, I have 200 servers. Out of 200 servers, there will be primary servers, there will be backup servers. In every organization follow backup mechanism. Backup mechanism in the sense, suppose we are using apps. Those apps run on server. Okay. Because of some trouble in the server, what happens is that if there is a trouble in the server, the apps will stop working. The apps will stop working. Instead of that, what companies does, they will make your apps running on the primary servers. If the primary servers are down, if the primary servers stopped working, the apps will immediately go to the backup servers and it will connect. Getting my point? So every organization follow this backup mechanism, guys. All company applications will run on primary servers. All company servers will run on primary servers. Suppose if the primary servers stopped working, immediately these applications will run on backup servers. There is no chance that primary server and backup servers both will go down. Getting my point? Organizations are very talented. What they does, if they have 200 servers, they will keep 30 servers in London. They will keep 30 servers in India. They will keep 30 servers in Australia. They will keep 30 servers in China. They will keep 30 servers somewhere in the US. Those are called data centers. Data centers. Those 200 servers, they will locate it in different places. See, here 200 servers are there. 100 are primary servers, 100 are backup servers. 100 are primary servers, 100 are backup servers. Okay. All our applications that we are using will run on primary servers. If all of a sudden the primary servers went down, the applications will work on backup servers. Okay, this point is clear, right? Okay. Now, second point. So these 200 servers, they will not keep at one place. They will keep 30 servers in US, 30 servers in London, 30 servers in Hyderabad, 30 servers in China, 30 servers in Australia, 30 servers somewhere in Korea. That too, they will identify the best places. Best places in the sense where it will not hit earthquakes, tsunamis, where it will not hit cyclones. They'll identify the best places. So in Hyderabad, Microsoft data center is there. Microsoft servers are located here in Hyderabad. Okay. So suppose one earthquake has come in India. One earthquake has come in India. In India, the primary servers are down. The primary servers are down. So all other applications will go to backup servers. The servers will be located in different place. Getting my point? You got my point, right? So there is no chance that in both the places earthquake will come at a time. Is there a chance? No chance, right? Okay. Suppose in Australia floods has come. All the applications that are running on the Australia servers will immediately go to backup servers. Those backup servers will be somewhere located in India. And in India and Australia, both places, there is no chance that floods will hit. Getting my point? Okay. Now you tell me, in this case, in this case, making changes on the 200 servers at a time makes sense? In this case, making the changes in the 200 servers at a time, does it make sense? What happens if you make the changes in all the servers at a time? There will be service down. There will be application services downtime. That is why what we will do, first we will identify some servers. We will make the changes on that servers. When we are making changes on the server, the applications will run on backup servers. Okay. So then we'll make changes in the 30 servers first time. Next week, we will choose 30 servers. When we are making these changes on these 30 servers, it will run on backup servers. Next, we will identify 30 servers. When we are making these changes on these 30 servers, the applications will run on backup servers. So then what we will do, then we will go to the another 30 servers. When we are actually making the changes on the backup servers, the applications by default will run on primary servers. And again, we will choose 30 servers. When we are making the changes on those backup servers, the applications will run on primary servers. And again, we will choose 30 servers. And when we are making changes on those 30 servers, the applications will run on primary servers. Likewise, we'll have to make the changes. We'll have to make the same changes. Remember, we'll have to make the same changes on 200 servers. Getting my point? In that case, same changes on different servers. Then we will go for standard change. You have got an idea? Have you learned anything? And apart from this change request, you learned something, right? This backup mechanism. Every um, organization, every big organization will follow this backup mechanism. Okay. And also one more thing, organizations will also, organizations has also backup plans as well. Suppose you are working from Hyderabad. You are working from Hyderabad, and all of a sudden, due to fire event, due to fire accident, the office is not in operations mode. Okay, so you cannot tell client that office is in fire accident, so we can't work today. We cannot tell that.
Getting my point? We cannot tell the clients to the same thing. So then what we should do in that case? That is actually a backup plan. So in that case, project should have laptops. Using that laptops, some critical resource should be working from home. Suppose it is the fire accident is not hit only the office. The fire accident is hit the entire city. Let us say Chennai. Chennai was flooded. During that time, offices are closed. Even power was not there. Then what they have to do? Immediately they have to operate from different cities. Work should not be impacted. For organizations will have backup plan. Remember, organizations will have backup plan. Okay, so they will make sure for everything. They will make sure we have any backup plan or not. So in this case, guys, we have 200 servers. Yes, for for every 30 servers, you have to create a separate change request for separate standard change request. Okay. So for these 200 servers, in the 200 servers, you cannot make the changes at a time. Then what we have to do? We have to make it batches. We'll have to make the changes so that there will not be any service down in the organization. That is where you'll go for standard change request. We have normal change request, emergency change request, and standard change request. Standard means same changes. Same changes you will be doing it in. Okay. Hmm? Mhm. We'll come to it later. Okay. Okay. So I told you one example, right? My client has given me a requirement. Integrate ServiceNow with Salesforce. Integrate ServiceNow with Salesforce. Then what I have done? I have completed my work in development environment. I got it tested in test environment, and I got the sign off from the testing team. Now I have to move those changes to the production. Now it comes to the change request. I go to the service now. I'll create a change request here. Create a change request here. Type change here. Can create new. We can create new here. Okay. So here you have normal change request, emergency change request. These pre-approved change requests are standard change requests. These pre-approved change requests are standard change requests. These normal change request, emergency change request. These all are actually pre-approved change requests. You click on normal here. You can see type is normal, model is normal. Go back. Click on emergency here. Type is emergency, model is emergency here. You click on any of the standard change requests. Type is standard and model is standard. Okay. We have three types of change requests. Normal change request, emergency change request, and standard change request. So when it comes to the ServiceNow to Salesforce integration, okay, I am creating a change request. So the configuration item is ServiceNow here. And which software we are going to make the changes? ServiceNow. Then you will write it down here. Write a clear description here. Okay. From which team you need approval? From which team you need approval? Okay. If you scroll down in the planning stage, you have to mention everything in detail. Why we need this change request? Enter benefits of implementing this change and impact if this change is not implemented. You'll have to explain to the management why this change request is needed. You have to explain this to the management. Okay. What is the implementation plan? So enter sequential steps to implement this change. In addition, enter dependencies between steps and assign details for each step. You have to mention the implementation steps. Okay. How are you going to make the changes? Risk means because of this, if there is any service down, because of this, if the application will not work for some time, you'll have to write it down here. Risk impact means when you are making these changes, if ServiceNow is not available, if the ServiceNow won't work for a certain period of time, in ServiceNow, this part will not work for certain period of time. You'll have to mention. Backout plan. So once you added this changes, because of this change, the other functionality got impacted. Because of your changes, the existing functionality stopped working. You made some change, okay. That change is working fine, but because of this existing functionality got impacted. Hmm? So you all are doing meditation. Okay. One guy has come, he disturbed you. Then what you will do? You will throw him out or not? So similarly, you made some change in the software. The software has disturbed the existing functionality. Then what are the steps that you will follow to back out that feature? To remove your feature from the existing platform? What are the steps that you follow? That is called backout plan. You made some change, that is fine. Because of this change, existing functionality should not get impacted. But it has impacted. Then how are you going to revert the changes back to its previous state? Enter steps to revert the change to its state prior to the implementation. Include information regarding when the change can be backed out. Okay. So you can say enter steps to revert the change to its state prior. How are you going to reverse the changes? Plan. How are you going to test it? So on August 30th, right, we want to add this August 30th. Between August 30th and the 31st, between these 2 days, we have to move these changes to the production. Okay. And you will create a change request, guys. This is the change request that you created. Okay. After that, you have to request the approval. You can see you have the request approval. Once you click on request approval, it will go to approval for this particular team. Click on request approval. So now you can see it went to SS phase. In the SS phase, if you scroll down, it has sent approval to the management. Management means this particular group that is mentioned here. Okay. Here, they have to provide their approval. Management has to provide their approval. After providing the approval, now it went to authorize phase. Authorize phase. In the authorize phase, will be approvals went to change advisory board. Change approval. Change advisory board means there is a separate team who will check the change quality. There is a separate team who will check the change quality. If they provided the details clearly in the change request or not, they will verify your change request. And they are 24/7 hour. They will provide their approval if the change request has proper details. Now it went to scheduled phase. The scheduled phase, it will wait for the planned start date. It will wait. So we have got the approval from the management, but we have to wait for August 30th date. Once it reaches this August 30th date, it will go to implementation phase automatically. It went to implementation phase. In the implementation phase, actual start date will be populated. The actual start date should always be between this planned start date and planned end date. Actual start date means actual time when you started making the changes. This actual time should be between these 2 days only. Getting my point? See, these are tentative dates, temporary dates, temporary times. Between these 2 days, you have to make the changes. So you have 24 hours time here. So you have to make these changes in the 24 hours time. In these 24 hours time, what time you started working? What time you started making the changes? Okay. And after that, you can see 2 tasks get created. One is actually implementation task. Another one is testing task. So once you made the changes, in the production, whatever the changes that you have done, you move those changes to the production. Then immediately you will close this one. So once this task is closed means completed the changes. You moved the changes to the production. So you closed this task means you moved the changes to the production. Remember this point. So after that, we have testing task. So after making the changes, you have to test it. So once your testing is completed, you will close this task. Once this task is closed, immediately the actual end date will update. Actual end date is updated here. Actual end date and actual start date and actual end date between should be between these 2 dates. These actual start date and actual end date should never be between outside these 2 days. And we have CAB required here. CAB required means we have to get the approval. CAB means change advisory board. So we have to get the approval from the management. Okay. So management want to understand why this approval required. So then what you will do is you will conduct a meeting. CAB required means it's a meeting where all the management will join. You will have to explain the management why this change request is needed and all. Then once you explain that, and they will come to know what is happening and all, they will provide their approval. Okay. So answer testing will be done before moving the changes to the production. Yes. Okay. So if you need a meeting, you will check this checkbox and you will select the person who is going to conduct the meeting. And what is the meeting agenda? You can write it here. Okay. Fine. now it went to review stage automatically. Once the two tasks are closed, it went to review stage automatically. So in the review stage, you have to provide your final feedback. If the change went successful or not, successful with issues or not, unsuccessful or not. So you will have to provide your final feedback here. Then you will close the change request. Okay. So here you will create a change request, guys. And you will request the approval. Then it will go to SS phase. Management will approve it. Once they approved it, it will go to authorized phase. In the authorized phase, change advisory board will provide their approval. Once they provide the approval, it will wait for the planned start date. Okay, the scheduled phase, it will wait for the planned start date. Once the planned start date is reached, it will go to implementation phase. In the implementation phase, there will be two tasks get created. One is implementation task, another one is testing task. So once you move the changes to the production, you will close this task. Once you move the changes and you tested it, you will close the testing task. So once these two tasks are closed, it will go to review phase. In the review phase, you will have to provide your final feedback. So this is the normal change request process, guys. This is the normal change request process. What about emergency change request process? Okay, I'll show you. Emergency change request process. In the emergency change request process, no management approval needed. No management approval needed. It will directly go to authorized phase. I'm selecting. Okay, emergency change request means you will select today's date or tomorrow's data, the scheduled phase. Here you will select today's date or tomorrow's data. You can see now, once I click on request approval, this phase will be skipped and it will not go to approval from the management. Click on request approval, it will directly go to authorized phase. It went to directly authorized phase. This phase is skipped. So no need to wait for manager's approval in this case for emergency change request. No need to wait for a management approval. You have to get the approval from change advisory board. They will provide the approval immediately. Upon their approval, it will go to scheduled phase. It will wait for the planned start date. Once it reaches this planned start date, it will go to implementation phase. Okay. So in the implementation phase, there will be two tasks get created. Once you made the changes, you have to complete the implementation task. Once you uh, testing is completed, you will complete the testing task. Okay. So yeah, I'm not speaking, guys. Okay. Then once you complete the testing task, the change will go to review phase. So review means, guys, here service who is going to make the changes, that guy will only review it. Who is going to make the changes, that guy is going to review it. Okay. So now finally it is in the review phase. The review phase, that guy who made the changes, that guy will actually provide his feedback here. Now the emergency change request is closed. So when it comes to the standard change, the SS phase will be skipped, the authorized phase will be skipped. It will directly go to scheduled phase. For standard change request, no approval required here. Then without approval, how can you make the changes? I'll tell you one thing. I will tell you one thing. For standard change requests, you will take approval only one time. For standard change requests, you will take approval only one time. That is only the first time. You will take the paper and you will write it. So these servers, I want to make the changes. I want to make these changes on the servers. Kindly provide the approval. Kindly sign. Your management will sign. Okay. And you will use that same paper for every change request. That paper is called template in ServiceNow. You will understand, right? You understand, right? First, you will take one paper and you will write it. Okay, I want to make the changes on the servers. Then your management will sign on that paper. You will use that paper to make the changes on every servers. So here you no need to take the approval for every time when you are making the changes. You will take the approval for the first time. That paper here in ServiceNow is called template. You will create a template. You get that approved from the you get that approval for the template. You will use that template to create the standard change request. So when you are creating the standard change request, no need to get approval from SS phase and authorized phase. Let me create one standard change request here. Okay, this is a standard change request. Okay. So directly scheduled phase. SS phase and authorized phase is skipped. Directly went to scheduled phase. Then without approval, how can you make the changes? You have already taken the approval. That is why you can see here. That is why you can see here pre-approved. This is pre-approved. Remove logs every month. So you created a standard change template. Scroll down. Remove logs every month. This is the template that we created. Okay, this is the template that I created. These are the change request values. These are the change request values. Okay, manager has approved it. Manager has approved it. So I am going to use this template. I'm going to use this template to create the standard change request. Go here and click on create new. and remove logs every month. And you can see I'm using this template. See, all the planning details are automatically populated here. Okay. And you will click on, you will provide the date here. You will create a change request. Okay. So it will directly go to scheduled phase. It will not wait for assist stage, authorized stage. Okay. And remaining, it will wait for the plan start date. It will go to implementation phase. There will be 2 tasks get created, and you have to get it. You have to complete those tasks. It will go to review phase, and you have to close this change request. So here, as a ServiceNow developer, our duty is to create the change request form, to design this change request form, to design this process flow, to design the back-end flow for this particular change request. It is creating the approvals, right? It is sending the approvals to the management, right? That we'll have to write that logic in the backend. Okay. That logic we have to write it in the backend. And similarly, this form design we have to take care. These buttons we have to take care. Okay. So the duty will be for ServiceNow developer is to design this change management form. This form is already designed, but still there will be a lot of changes that client will ask you. You will be making those changes. Yes. Which field? This field I want. In this field, what are all the details I want to see? Every details they will give you crystal clear. If they don't give you crystal clearly, you should ask. Okay. So most of the guys, they are in a situation that we will be only working on incident form, problem form, change form. Likewise, in service now we have 6,000 forms are there. Like incident form, problem form, change form. We have user form, group form. Likewise, 6,000 forms are there. You might be worked on any of the 6,000 forms. Getting my point? But way of working is same. If you understand how to create a field on one form, you will be able to create a field on another form as well. So don't think that we will be working on only incident, problem, and change. We might be working on incident. We might be working on change form. We might be working on user form. We might be working on group form. We might be working on different forms. We have 6,000 forms in ServiceNow. And you might be asked to create a new form as well, which is not there in ServiceNow so far. Getting my point? So day after tomorrow onwards, technical topics will be started. Tomorrow I am going to explain you the knowledge management. Day after tomorrow onwards, I am going to start technical topics. Once the technical topics are started, then it will be like a fun. Fun in the sense, guys, will be more interesting. We will feel like we are learning something. So far, we are just understanding what are we going to do, what will be our responsibilities. What we do as a ServiceNow developer is what we are learning. If I directly go and tell you the technical topics, you won't be able to understand what is your responsibilities, what you are going to do in the organization and all. So now you have got an idea. So what is ServiceNow? Why organizations use ServiceNow? How organizations will purchase ServiceNow from ServiceNow company? On what basis they will purchase ServiceNow from ServiceNow company? When company has purchased the ServiceNow product from ServiceNow company, how many instances they will get? In which instance developers will work? In which instance testers will work? In which instance admins will work? What is the difference between developer role, tester role, and admin role? So these fundamentals we are learning. What we do as a ServiceNow developer, as a ServiceNow developer will be designing this incident form, will be writing the logics in the backend. So we understand so far the theoretical part. The actual music will be started in day after tomorrow session. Getting my point? Everyone? Now it's time to ask the questions, guys. It's time for you to ask your questions. Guys?
Uday Umsi here.
Yeah, Vamsi.
Uday, like this already some forms are existing, right? So for that entire form, we can get some backend code. Is it possible here
So you want to see the backend code?
for this entire form?
For this entire form, backend code means which backend code you want to see.
So
So
maybe
how to design this form and all?
not design, like maybe they has to use some code, right, to build this form at the end, right?
That I'll show you in day of tomorrow session, Vamsi.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so why maybe like what my thinking is, like if we get the existing form code, maybe we can change those some, like if based on their customization, maybe we can make some changes to the existing code. Maybe in that way also we can
Yes,
customize, right?
that's very good way to think as a developer. So for form design and all, no scripting required.
Okay.
So where the scripting is required? Okay. So here and start date. Date is there, right?
Yep,
We
yep.
should be able to select only future date. Let us say I am selecting 2023 February. I am selecting. It is allowing me to select the past dates. It should not allow you to
Yeah.
select the past dates. It should allow you to select only future dates.
Okay. Okay.
That for that validation, we'll have to use scripting.
Okay. Okay. Some logics we have to, like
Yes.
the plan start date should be less than the actual, like today's date or something. So
Yes.
sorry, greater than today date something. So those we
Yes.
have to apply some logic.
Yes. So we have planned end date. Planned end date should always be after the planned start date.
Yes, yes, it's greater than the plan start date. Some logic
So
we have to keep it.
that logic we have to write here.
Okay. Okay.
Getting my point?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So in this field requested by, whenever you click on this one, so you are able to see 869 users. I should not be able to see all 869 users. I should be able to see only active users.
Okay.
Only active users.
Mm-hmm.
So for farm design and all, you can do it easily using drag and drop. The validation
Okay.
part is important. Getting my point? Those validations I'll tell you slowly. Okay. So how to do that? How to do this validation? So here when you are changing the value, let us say when you are changing the value, only then the validation should work. So that means you have to write on change client script. There is a topic called on change client script. So you have to write some script in the on change client script to validate this one.
Okay.
That you will slowly learn. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Any
Okay.
questions from anyone? Vamsi, very good, very good. That the way you are asking the questions, the way you are trying to learn is really good. Keep it up. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, thanks.
Okay. So in tomorrow's session, we'll be discussing knowledge management, guys. And day of tomorrow onwards, the technical topics will be started. Okay. Okay, guys. Then I'll see you out there in tomorrow's session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah.